Just let me know.
It's live.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours. And welcome to another scene for Darkness in Dublin, the Changeling venue. Today we find ourselves at a very specific place in Dublin, the Honeycomb Inn and Tavern, known by locals mostly as the Hive, as it is a very popular place for the majority of local changelings, commoners, nobles, silly and unsilly alike, to visit, to spend some time at, to have a drink, or maybe a bite to eat. The pub is located in the Dublin city centre. The entrance is located on one of the side streets, and the entrance itself is a there's a large steel gate that has stairs leading down. And at the entrance, there is a yellow sign with a bee in front of a honeycomb wearing a crown. Um, the door leading into the pub itself has very nice glass windows inlaid into it. And when the door is opened, there is a bell that rings above it, leading into a small foyer with two coat racks and a bin to hold umbrellas. In the next room, there are several small booths next to the left and right, as well as a bar. All of the seats in this pub are extremely comfortable to sit upon. The bar is well stocked with mostly Irish whiskies, beers, ales, and ciders. The smell of freshly baked bread, stew, and pies, both savory and sweet, fill the air. To the far side of the room, there's a great hearth, taking the chill out of the rain or the cold of the air. You'll notice that there are no televisions playing, no sounds of radio or anything necessarily electronic. Perhaps people might be looking at their cell phones or anything like that, but that's it. Instead of the sound of radio, there is an old gramophone that's sitting on a stand above, and there's several old records. The color palette of this bar is very warm, lots of reds, lots of hardwoods, etc. When you enter the bar, there is a sign above the door that says no weapons, no loitering, and no animals. When you um, reach the bar, above the bar there's um, lots of top shelf liquor. Um, there's a small woman standing behind the bar. She's probably shorter than about 5 foot, and she has a mop of, for those who can see her seaming, um, and what she looks like as a changeling. She has a very large mop of curly pink hair. Her eyes are very much the color of honey, very amber in shade. She's wearing something very comfortable. Um, Probably just I don't know, maybe jeans and a sweater with boots, perhaps. And she's standing behind the bar. She's pulling pints and serving people food, taking food to tables, and talking to the customers, etc. You'll notice that a lot of the customers are um, there's a lot of gossip that goes on in this freehold. If you've ever been here before, so you might know that. Don't everybody jump at the opportunity to introduce themselves at once.
Okay, yeah. Why not start this off? Because that's
I'm
gonna get
assuming we're
interesting.
entering together, actually.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. So Willow is actually standing next to Christian and is just kind of looking at the bar. She looks very hesitant.
Christian's horse is his chimerical horse is outside the bar, casting a very annoyed glance through the glass because it's not allowed inside. But Christian is standing with Willow, and he's taking stock of what he deems quaint interior of the pub.
Above the bar, you will notice that there is a very nice, I suppose, picture frame that is holding a document. Willow knows exactly what that document is.
Mm-hmm. So Willow's gonna look at Christian. It's like, I'm not quite sure if it's a good idea that you're being seen here with me, but well, I have to get this out of the way at some point. So I'm actually glad you're here. Shall we?
He turns his eyes to you, stares for a moment, blinks, and then tilts his head. Whatever would be strange about two friends uh, visiting a local establishment?
It's not about that. Yeah. Things have happened between me and the owner of this establishment, and I'm pretty sure that she's not happy about it. Neither am I, but, well, you'll see.
He shrugs. He'll disarm himself, incidentally, leaving his sword and dagger wherever it's meant to be left.
I was about to say that's not how that's going to work. Um, so she looks up, and when she sees Willow, her face gets very serious, and she'll just motion her to come over because she doesn't really want to start a scene in the middle of her bar. And she'll just say, "Excuse me, Mister, you're gonna have to hand me that. You can get it back when you leave."
He'll take his his sword belt off with his sword and dagger, just wrap it up and hand it across the bar to you. And
Okay.
he just smiles at you.
She will place it behind the bar. You hear probably the thud of it landing on top of other weapons, perhaps. I imagine there's a fair amount of people in here, considering it's the middle of the day and people want lunch. And she just kind of lean over the bar and she'd be like, "So, what can I get you? You can go into the tea room if you want." If you've been in here before, which I assume that you have, you'll know that the tea room is where the nobles go to drink really nice liquor that she's got, but they do pay a pretty penny for it. It's very comfortable.
Christian just strokes his chin and then he turns over his shoulder to Willow, since she's the ranking noble, actually.
Oh, she does not feel ranking noble at all. But she'll just look at Christian. It's like, I'm fine wherever you would prefer to sit, really.
Wherever you feel we would be most comfortable, I think.
Oh well, follow me, and grab the cloth off the bar that she was cleaning it with, and she'll be like, "Come on." And she's actually gonna tell somebody to watch the bar for her for 5 minutes, and she's gonna take you guys back into the tea room. So the tea room is it's probably a lot more comfortable than the rest of the bar. She is a Boggan after all. And so in this room, there's lots of upholstered chairs. There's a fireplace. There's some tables. There's probably some bookshelves, maybe. And there's actually uh, several flower vases, maybe. Um, and she'll just say, she'll pull out a pen and a piece of paper, and she'll just ask you what you want to have, and she'll bring it back to you.
Willow would just ask for tea.
You have a preference? I have Earl Grey, I've got chamomile, I've got lavender, I've got black tea, green tea, Earl
Yeah,
Grey,
please.
chai. You want sugar or milk?
No, thank you.
Okay. I'll come back with a fresh pot in a few minutes. And you, sir, what would you like to have?
I believe I will. He taps his chin a moment.
I have several Irish whiskeys. I've got lots of ale or beer. I've got a cider, either blackberry, apple. I think I've got some mead somewhere. If you'd like that. Can I get either of you anything to eat? You'll notice that when she's talking, most Boggans are super duper polite, but she's kind of speaking to. When she was talking to Willow, there's like a hint of disdain in her voice. And she'll just kind of list off the daily special that she's got. It's probably just like some kind of ale stew or something like that with fresh baked bread. She's got pastries if you want that too. Probably like cinnamon rolls or scones or something like that.
Christian makes kind of a wrinkled face at the mention of pastry. Recent a time ago was made quite ill by pastry, but I believe I shall try some of the tea that Willow has ordered.
Okay.
Perhaps a scone.
Do you want almond or blueberry?
At blueberry, he makes like another face. He almost turns green.
Almond it is.
Nods. Almond.
And so she'll leave. And she'll come back a few minutes later with the order. She brings a tray with a large pot of tea, two very nice cups, probably china of some kind, and on one of there's a plate with a scone on it. It's probably vanilla with almond, maybe. But there's it's all really good. It's all really really delicious quality, and so um, she'll she'll ask if there's anything else. She's got to get back to the bar.
May I ask your name, fair hostess?
You can call me Allure or Siobhan, whichever you prefer.
nods as he sips from his teacup.
And your name?
You may call me Christian.
Nice to meet you, Christian. Never, I don't think I've seen you in here before. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. I'm not so sure.
He shakes his head, his ear length curls almost the appearance of golden thread bounce as he shakes his head. No, I have not been to this establishment as yet, but
Oh, well.
I have had a free time as of late to frequent the
I see.
sights of Dublin.
Well, I hope you enjoy your visit. Is there anything else, my lady?
No, but I was hoping at some point we might be able to talk.
She raises an eyebrow and she doesn't look at you, and she just says, about what?
I do not think that necessarily requires an explanation.
I don't necessarily know that I have anything to say to you.
I know, and I respect that. If you do not wish to talk about what happened, then I can understand.
We can talk about it. It's not going to change the fact.
Indeed.
Christian sitting there with his tea, eyes shifting between either of you during your conversation.
She never brought you down there.
Sorry, what did you say? Kaden?
Sorry, she says, never should have brought you down there. Oh my god, why does it keep muting? Did you hear what I said?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
She looks at Siobhan and is like, perhaps I should have never come in the first place. You would not be down there.
Well, I appreciate the fact that you're trying to help, but unfortunately, it just made things a lot worse.
You seem to be thinking that I did that on purpose. You think I
I don't
had a
know.
choice in the matter?
I don't know what your intentions were.
To get captured
I
and
really don't.
tortured is definitely not what I had in mind.
I wouldn't know about that. I was a little bit preoccupied with the fact that my friend was, tied to a pyre and then burned alive to death.
I am aware of that.
Yeah, I would hope so. And she gives you like a really.
Christian will just make a.
She gives you a fake smile. What does Christian do?
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
He gets a look of dawning realization as the conversation unfolds before him. He was a third wheel to it, but now he has some context, and he looks at Siobhan, then at Willow. This was the one then.
Yes, it was.
Makes an uncomfortable face as he sets his teacup down.
Siobhan will she'll stay for the conversation. This is really important to her. And so she'll uh, because this is her freehold and because she doesn't give a shit about you shiny-headed shit, she's gonna sit in like the best chair in the room. She didn't even care. And she'll go over to a tray and she's gonna pour herself a stiff one. Probably whiskey. And she'll lean back in the chair and she'll just look at Willow and she'll take a drink of her whiskey and she'll just say, "Go on. Say what you have to say." Hold on, I gotta look for something. I dropped a pin on the floor.
Willow is just looking at her tea. She hasn't touched it yet. I think especially Christian, because he knows her a little bit by now, could see that she's actually kind of sad, not just kind of. There's no way that I can make up for a life lost. There's no apology that would fix it.
I don't think you can bring people back from the dead.
I tried.
I was about to say, oh wait, you tried, and how well that went.
It did not went well. At all. And I'm very well aware of what I did.
Appreciate the fact that you tried to bring him back. Don't get me wrong, but now he's God. I don't know what to believe anymore. Is he the Jolly Green Giant or is he the Black Rabbit? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I never knew him.
Perhaps
The
he's both.
the last words he said to me were, "I'm sorry." As I was holding his body, his torched, crisp body. After they, and she'll let the sentence kind of trail off there. And she looks like she's about to cry, like she's really upset by this.
After
Like
they killed them, because I could not kill someone else.
who?
Well, they told me that I needed to choose between a noble and a commoner. I didn't want to, I refused. But they had me tied, I couldn't even take my own life. I never wanted to make that choice. We should not be the ones to decide about life or death of someone else.
Of course not, but you made your choice, and now you have to live with it.
He was your friend, and I cannot imagine what kind of pain you must be going through.
Probably not.
If I thought I had any other choice, if I could have done
You
anything else, I would
you
have
did have another choice. You
to kill my own husband.
Her eyes go wide at that. You had a choice. You had a choice and you made your choice. You made your priorities quite clear. Quite, quite clear. I am pretty sure that the commoners resent you for making that choice. apology or not. Apology doesn't fix
Apology
what's
doesn't
broken.
fix anything. I am
No,
very
it
well
doesn't.
aware of that. Even solving the situation that I created by trying to bring him back doesn't solve the situation. Even killing myself would not solve the situation. I'm very well aware.
So you forsook your own people for a husband who more or less doesn't give a shit.
He does.
God, you nobles are all the same. He gives a shit. He's like, oh yeah, we'll pay 30 dross to have the black rabbit captured, but beyond that, I'm not going to lift a finger. It's not a very active approach, don't you think? Though I do suppose the fact that he wrote the bounty at all is a surprise to me. When she talks about Void Frost, there is significant resentment in her voice. I really need to make my phone charge because it's gonna die soon. God damn it. You guys can talk. I'm actually gonna restart my phone, but I'll be back in a minute, okay?
Okay.
Christian's just sort of been letting each of you say your piece. It's not really something he's involved in so much, but he's walked into the situation. He's just looking sympathetically at both of Siobhan and Willow. He shakes his head. It was a bitter and impossible choice to make. You did the right thing by not playing the foul game.
It seems like every side wishes for me to make a decision where I belong. No one seems to think that two sides can be reconciled. You are either a noble or a commoner. I suppose I'm neither. I feel like I'm neither. Yet they wanted me to show whom I belong to by killing the other. And now Count wants me to publicly state that I'm a noble, instead of trying to help the commoners as well. There doesn't seem to be any middle ground.
What did I miss?
In short, Christian was just reaffirming that he thinks that Willow made the right decision because there was no decision to make. It was like a Sophie's choice, impossible decision. So he
Right.
just said he did the right thing by not playing into its hands, but it was an impossible situation. He's sympathetic to both of you.
I think that because of this, there's going to be an uprising that she caused. The death of a commoner by a noble is going to cause an uprising. And I don't think that there's anything that's going to be able to stop it.
Everybody's blaming me for his death. They're not blaming him, the one who actually set the fire, the one who actually
Yeah,
forced this.
don't get me wrong. I blame them too. Wilbert was the victim. You were a victim because you had to make that choice. But you had a choice. And in my opinion, you chose wrong.
So you're going to create an uprising.
I'm not going to do anything. I just want that motherfucker dead. Black Rabbit murdered somebody in my freehold. That's really, I just want justice for that, and I want justice for my friend.
I want the same.
Because
lives have been lost.
lives were lost. A specific life. Well, two specific lives. Uh, but it's neither here nor there. What's done is done, and there's not really changing any of it. The only thing we can do now is deal with the consequences of it.
Indeed.
She takes another swig of her drink. I think what you can do, if you really want to help set this right, is you help find the Black Rabbit, you help bring him in. Because I don't think, I really, really, really don't think that Wilbert is the Black Rabbit. I think that's just a ruse. We saw him die.
It could be both.
I don't
Though
know.
I tend to believe you. It could have been an
I
illusion what we saw.
I think that's what it was. And I think they're using his death to benefit them.
Of course they do. They knew I
Because
could make that choice.
anybody can assume his identity now because nobody knows where he's at.
We do know something.
What's that?
It's not much. It's not a lead or anything. But he somehow managed to get me in a room. Very sterile, banal room. I couldn't even use any of the arts that I have. Not that they would have been of much use.
Well, I do believe they are shadow courts, so and those bastards are evil. You think the Unsully are bad?
I don't believe anyone is inherently bad.
Except perhaps the shadow court. The shadow court's inherently bad. Here's a question for you. Do you think people are born evil, or do they have evilness thrust upon them?
I believe people can be forced into. I don't think any baby has evil born within them. So I do not believe that anyone can be inherently evil. But people can be forced into situations. I am viewed as evil by you, by probably other commoners as well, because I was not willing to pick up a knife, kill someone. If it would have been my husband who had been tied to that pole, and I would have been given a knife to kill your friend, I am not sure if I would have been able to save him, my husband that is. I am not necessarily a killer.
Christian, ever the Sealy, is just going to interject. You did right by not committing murder. The only murderer is this one, the one who murdered Siobhan's friend.
Yeah. They're the true enemy. But us commoners will never, ever, ever get along, you nobles. We tolerate you, same as you tolerate us. The only problem is, you might have the power, but we've got the numbers.
Then do you see me as a traitor? I was once a commoner, not too long ago.
Did you have a choice?
They say with marriage there's always the choice of saying no. I was not forced. Coerced maybe, but not forced.
What did you want out of it? What did you think you were going to gain from marrying him?
To be in a position where I could help
The commoners?
everyone. A life is still a life, whether it's noble or common. If someone is in pain, whether it be physical or mental, I want to help. I have a freehold. My husband gave it to me. I am planning to make a community center out of it. A place where people can follow art classes, soup kitchen.
I suppose that when you're in a position of power, you can do that sort of thing. I do that sort of thing here too. I've always been enamored with the concept of home. I'm an orphan. I don't know my parents.
I used to know them, but not anymore. It's all blank. I know I ran away from home, but I do not know the reason anymore. I do not know their faces nor their names. Doesn't matter. I ran away for a reason. I came here to Dublin. I didn't have anything but some savings.
And now you have everything at your
It's like a Cinderella story gone wrong, isn't it?
feet. I'd say so. But if the shoe fits.
I find that my situation hasn't changed much. Although it has changed a lot.
Ironic that. Well, I've got to get back to the bar. You'll excuse me.
If there's anything I can do for you, do not hesitate to call. I know you won't, but just wanted to make the offer.
Never say never. I'll think about it. Actually, come here. And she actually leads you into a different room, alone. And so, it's probably just like I guess what you consider to be like just like a really small room. Like there's a bed, there's a desk, there's a chair, there's a television. There's probably like a wardrobe or something. And she'll be like, she'll sit down on the bed, and she'll motion for you to sit down on the bed next to her.
Yeah, she'll sit down. She would have, by the way, apologized to Christian for leaving him alone because, that's a polite thing to do.
Yeah, sorry, Christian. I just wanted to like talk to her in private for a moment. And she'll turn and look at Willow, and she's like, "Look, I don't mean to be a bitch, and I understand you were in a tight spot in that situation. I really get it. I do. I just think that it's important to know where your loyalties lie. And I think that you need to truly, truly sit down and think about that. You say you want to help. If you really want to help, you should start helping. You have a freehold. Use it. Use it for the people who are underprivileged, who don't have good lives. Use it for them. Use it for use it to teach people. Use it to bring people together. The world needs more of that. And I might be a prejudiced shit against nobles a lot of the time. Because to be frank with you, I just honestly can't stand them. But really and truly, try to help. Because the world really needs more of that. And she'll get up and she'll walk out. And she'll actually open the door to the tea room and ask Christian if he wants anything else before she goes back to work.
He just looks up from his scone and shakes his head at you.
Is it good?
No. Oh, I have lost my taste for pastry, but yes, this is exceptional.
Yeah, thank you. I've been trying a new recipe.
If Willow has no objections, I have none if you wish to join us.
Unfortunately, I've got to get back to the bar. Crowd can get kind of rowdy when you leave them alone for too long. Plus, as I said, I got work I gotta do, and I got business deals to make.
He nods, and then he squints
Um,
at you.
do you want to give me an intelligence street, or maybe intelligence or wit streetwise?
Actually have no streetwise.
Do you want to give me an intelligence or wit check?
Sure.
Whichever's highest. I'd say difficulty 6 because it's pretty common. So you probably would know this about her. Yeah, I'm just gonna say you're gonna need at least just one success to know.
Well, that's a 10.
Okay. So you know that Siobhan owns a freehold. Um, and it's a pub, this pub, but she also doubles as an information broker. She sells information to people, rumors, gossip, that kind of thing.
Pretty standard fare for a Boggan.
Yep.
He looks at you, looks you over, and then smiles. I like your hair.
I like your hair too, and she'll come over and let you touch her hair if you want to.
He will, and While he does that, as a bunk, I'm gonna cast Metamorphosis on myself to give myself pink hair.
Okay, go ahead. Willow, you can come back into the room if you want to.
I just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to talk.
Okay. He's gonna have curly pink hair too. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, Christian's hair turns from brilliant gold to sparkling pink.
It's like bubblegum pink almost. It's really great.
Just his hair instantly changes while he's touching your hair.
And she'll actually, if you let her, she'll actually ruffle your hair a little bit. And she'll be like, "It looks good. I like you. You're okay."
He chuckles at that and then smiles back at you.
Thanks. She is really short. She's really short. She's like, probably like 4'8", maybe. Um, she has the short quality. So she like to give you an example, she doesn't shop in the women's section of a store. She shops for children's clothes.
Christian's about 6 foot and quite athletic, so he leans down and is a good sport about you ruffling his hair.
Yeah. She's like a tiny spicy cinnamon bun. It's really cute. She's completely adorable. Um
To
but
be
yeah,
fair, that
so
means that Willow and Siobhan can probably exchange clothing.
we have exchanged
We
clothing.
have, true.
We have exchanged clothing. Um so yeah, Siobhan will go back to the bar. Is Willow and Christian going to stay, or are they going to leave?
Mm,
I mean, they're welcome to stay. Siobhan accepts their presence.
Like, they can probably stay for a while, but if you're looking to end the scene, we can.
I mean, you guys can stay, and we can just end the scene there. She was just like, if you were gonna leave, she was gonna give you your weapons back. That's all.
Yeah, I would assume that would happen, so yeah, no
Yeah.
problem.
Okay. So I guess we can end our scene there if somebody wants to close it off.
I will. Are we good with that?
I mean, I am. I don't think we have anything else to talk about at the moment. Willow, is there anything else you would like to talk about?
not necessarily, no.
Okay. So I think we're good to go.